today. Thanks, Simon.
Thanks a lot, Simon. He's got two superstars in the Vietti on pole here in Qatar.
The intermediate class is all set for action for a brand new season. The 2022 season starts here with Celestino Vietti on pole position ahead of Tony Arbolino, and Sam Lowe's going for a hat-trick of victories here in Qatar. Philip Salash, the top rookie, on row 2 ahead of Ayagura and Augusto Fernandez. Jake Dixon heads to the 3rd row. He starts 7th ahead of Fermin Aldeguer, the reigning Moto 2 European champion, and Aaron Canet, who switches to the Flexbox HB40 squad. Pedro Costa, the Moto 3 champion, has to come from 10th on the grid ahead of Cameron Bobier and Jorge Navarro. Marcel Schrotter, he's nursing an injury. He's got a broken hand that he suffered at the Portimao test. He starts 13th ahead of Joe Roberts and Albert Arenas, a former Moto 3 winner here. And Barry Baltus, who's having a strong weekend, he heads the 6th row ahead of Bo Benschneider and Simone Corsi. Lorenzo Dalla Porta, he's had a couple of crashes this weekend. He starts 19th ahead of Marcos Ramirez in 20th position with Jeremy Alcover alongside. Gabriel Rodrigo heads row 8 ahead of Manuel Gonzalez and Alessandro Zacconi, with Kevin Kubo, Romano Fenati, Sean Dillon Kelly, Zonta van den Goorberg and Nicolo Antonelli completing our 29 rider field.
So the warm-up lap for the start of the 2022 Moto 2 World Championship underway here.
Build up a little bit of a gap in the early stages of this race before the harder tired runners come through in the closing stages. We shall.
107 here last year, won both of the Qatar. The red flag moves away. They go off. Moto 2 is going 2022 here in Qatar. Good start by the poleman Celestino Vietti. Likewise, followed as well by Aaron Canet. He's come through from the 3rd row. Lightning start.
He'd already got away poorly. He's right down at the back of the grid, unfortunately swallowed up. He got sat up at turn 1 by Philip Salash. So 2 of the big pre-race favourites already in trouble.
Yeah, on board now with.
Yes, Vietti's looking to get a break at the front. And here comes Canet then, who's already made his way through from 9th on the grid. There's another rider who's dropped back down the field. He started 8th. He's all the way down in 22nd position. Maybe something happened.
Work his way through the pack with those left wrist bombs. It's getting really scrappy, really messy towards the back of the pack, and unfortunately the most Moto 2 career.
Yeah, he just welcomed of Kevin Kubo. Was no question that the pace that this young man has got, Schrotter is in 12th position. Of course, his physical issues may well become an issue later on in this, and he's the fastest man on track. Look, big high side.
That's
Salash. Unfortunately, the rookie has had such an impressive weekend. And
rolls through the gravel trap. He had an excellent start to his Moto 2 career, qualifying in an exceptional 4th place last night. That looked like a pre-season build-up as well. He's been bitten hard. You know, didn't really show much of his full hand maybe in winter testing. He was always kind of mid-pack, particularly in that official test in his corner, which is something you need. Here comes another brilliant move by Ayagura. Up to 3rd, he's quickly, in succession, picked off Fernandez and Arbolino.
He's starting to look menacing back in 6th place. We'll have to keep an eye on Sam Lowe's this week.
This team, triple Moto 2 World Champions with Tito Rabat, Frankie Morbidelli and Alex Marquez.
Here's the move then, as Augusto Fernandez got up the inside of Arbolino into turn 15. Arbolino said, all right then, if that's what you're going to do, I'm going to come straight back up the inside of you into turn 15. Here he goes, out of the slipstream, straight up the inside, and Augusto Fernandez.
Sector 2 is where Vietti looks really, really good. He took a couple of tenths out of Canet on that, on this current lap.
Who continues to stretch away from this quartet, battling for 3rd place as Agura is eased aside as he tries to get past position, but you wouldn't exactly say he's holding these boys up at the moment.
Yeah, the problem is, while Arbolino, Agura, Fernandez and Lowe's go at it hammer and tone in a rather lonely ride to 2nd. He'll take that. Oh, big mistake by Arbolino. Big mistake on the front end going into turn 6. Now that may well have...
That was his personal best lap of the race, faster than everyone ahead of him, with the exception of the top 2. How frustrating it will be for Jake Dixon, having been caught out on the first lap in box, and he's now trying to claw himself back into contention.
Yeah, he's dragging his teammate Arenas around, but he'll be happy with the top 5 at the end of play today. What's happened to the British rider here? All loose, just there. When he's trying to on the throttle a little bit too eager with his fully operational right arm, and he just got it lit up. Here comes Fernandez, and on the inside of Ayagura, perfect. And now Augusto Fernandez up into 3rd place.
And Fernandez has shown impressive pace right throughout from 5th, looking to try and pick up the pieces of anything that happens up and get ahead of him. He's now having a look up the inside. Does he have
I think Vietti just maybe had a bit of a breather for a couple of laps, maybe tried to just roll out of it, just save a bit of tyres for the end of the race, if he so.
Just plough away in the low 159s, a 59.3 that last lap, extending his lead now to 2.3 seconds.
Now the Canada
continuing to lap in the low 159s, and with 2.5 seconds in his pocket, even if there is some tyre drop off now for Vietti, he might...
New baby, so well, his daughter Giulietta, as we mentioned, thought it would have been a pretty good day for VR46 at the moment. In the new Mooney VR46, got 5 laps to go here in Qatar. We're still looking at this.
Wide there, Matt, on the guys ahead of him. He's trailing Albert Arenas. This was him earlier on in the race.
Oh, Baltus, look at Barry Baltus. Take a bow, Baltus. How on earth did he stay on board that machine?
He's inside the points, and you have to say, given the jump he's made over pre-season testing, that'll be a tremendous way from this group battling for 3rd place. He's still well and truly in the fight, but is he on the limit just staying there, or can he get in amongst this action? Yeah,
this Moto 2 pack, Sam Lowes and Augusto Fernandez, 2 men who will certainly be fighting for the World Championship come the final reckoning in November the 6th at the Ricardo Tormo circuit. Now set about finding a way through on Ayagur, which is not going to be the easiest puzzle to solve, although
19 laps. We're coming up to the end of lap 19, just the 20th lap to go. No problems up front for Chels closing in on Albert Arenas, but all eyes on this battle for 3rd.
Last lap in the Moto 2 opener here in Qatar. Some drive, get on the gas as early as you dare through this fast.
Sam Lowes is gritting his teeth here. He's starting to come under pressure from his teammate Tony Arbolino. Can he get a...
Thought about having a look there, he just didn't have the momentum and speed through turn 4 and 5 to have a lunge up the inside. What a dominant start to 2022 it's been for him. You can see there his Mooney VR46 crew in the top left-hand corner.
For Augusto Fernandez, he's having a look. He's going to follow Ayagura through these 3, but he does go through.
Sector 3, there's the yellow flag out. In that sector 3, Augusto, he's run wide though. Oh, Agua lost the front. Agua lost the front. Coates will take 3rd place. Lowes comes to the finish line. Viestar, late drama, a brilliant 2nd place. This is the sweet moment as he crosses the finish line. A race winner previously in Moto 3, but this is his first success in the Moto 2 World Championship. Maybe when we've talked about title favourites this year, this young man has ducked under the radar a little bit, but what a ride. Let's go down to pit lane again. Simon Crafer, I'm sure, with an ecstatic Pablo Nieto, Mooney VR46 boss.
Oh, no. Now he's joining in the celebration after saying he'll talk to me. Pablo, you can still talk to us?
Yes.
Pablo, tell us, well, that was a masterclass. Did you hear?
During the weekend, even during the race, we can see he's still missing a bit like a strength on his left arm, and we have a lot of movement on the bike, but we cannot really correct too much with the setting. Otherwise, you know, it will be difficult. So anyway, yes.
There as well, and here comes Vietti then into Parc Ferme. The perfect start for him on the dream start for Valentino Rossi's new Mooney-backed Moto 2 project. Incredible, what a few days it's been for the doctor back at home. Brilliant stuff. I'll tell you what, there was a guy celebrating with Vietti though with that checkered flag suit. I don't think I'll be able to carry that off down the local, but let the party start.
Here in Qatar, he takes victory by 6 seconds from Aaron Canet, who took a comfortable and well-deserved 2nd place. Sam Lowes picking up the pieces really in the final corner after that incident involving Augusto Fernandez and Ayagura. They were 4th and 6th respectively, sandwiching Tony Arbolino in 5th position. Jorge Navarro, Joe Roberts, Cameron Bobier and Marcel Schrotter completing the top 10. Jake Dixon certainly would have expected more than 11th, but given everything that went wrong his weekend, some decent points for him to start the season ahead of the reigning Moto 3 champion Pedro Acosta. Albert Arenas, Jeremy Alcoba and Romano Fenati on his return to the class completed the points ahead of Fermin Aldeguer and Marcos Ramirez. Simone Corsi relegated down to 18th after a 3-second penalty on the final lap. Bo Benschneider and Marcos Gonzalez, Manuel Gonzalez should I say, completing the top 20. Gabriel Rodrigo on his Moto 2 debut in 21st ahead of Alessandro Zacconi and Kement Kubo. Zonta van den Gorberg, some valuable experience for him in 24. He just pipped Sean Dillon Kelly and Nicolo Antonelli. Unfortunate retirements early on in the race for Barry Baltus, Lorenzo Della Porta and Philip Salac, who we hope is okay after that high side early on. Chelsea sits 3rd in the championship with 16 points, just ahead of Augusto Fernandez. Pedro Acosta scores points on his Moto 2 debut, although of course he probably was expecting more than that from his debut weekend, but of course a decent recovery through the field for him. And as mentioned, Jeremy Alcoba, another rookie, scoring points in 14th position. The team's championship, for once, is not led by Red Bull KTM. They dominated this class last year, but they sit in 4th. It's Flexbox HB40 who lead it, courtesy of Aaron Canet and Jorge Navarro, both of those finishing inside the top 7. Elfmar VDS just 2 points behind after a consistent start for them. And Mooney VR46, who finished 1st and last